Today we're taking a look at these NCAAB matches, which are happening on Tuesday, December 14, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Furman vs North Carolina. Furman's offense can hold its own against most opponents, as the Paladins are scoring an average of 83.9 points per game, which is 12th in the nation. Furman shoots 47.1% overall and 39.4% from behind the three-point line. Alex Hunter is the leading scorer for Furman, with an average of 17.6 points per game, and Slauson is the second leading scorer, with an average of 16.8 points per game. Hunter is the leader in assists with an average of 3.9 dishes per contest. As a team, Furman averages 18.8 assists and 12.7 turnovers per contest. The Tar Heels are playing well, registering 4 consecutive wins, with all 4 occurring by 17 or more points, including a 19-point victory against Michigan. Furman hasn't been very convincing. They have benefited from an easy schedule and haven't been covering very often. 2 of their last 3 wins went to overtime, and they have lost to Navy and Winthrop. Our first betting advice is to pick North Carolina Tar Heels -12. The Tar Heels are currently ranked 31st in the country in Ken Pomeroy's college basketball ratings and nearly entered the AP Top 25 this week. North Carolina is potent in the offensive end, averaging a stellar 81.1 points, landing them 34th in all of DI. They are conceding an average of 72 points, placing them 262nd overall. The Paladins are ranked 120th in DI in Ken Pomeroy's college basketball ratings and stand at 3-2 on the road. Furman relies on offense to win games. They are averaging 83.9 points on the season, good for 12th in the country. The Paladins are conceding an average of 75.9 points, pegging them down at 315th overall. Our second betting advice is to pick over 151.5. Miami vs Clemson. A big reason the Redhawks lead the MAC and rank 9th nationally in assist-turnover ratio, 1.66, is junior guard Day Grant, senior guard Isaiah Coleman-Lands, and senior guard Mekhi Larry, who rank 1st, 2nd and 3rd, respectively, in the MAC in the category. Grant ranks 15th nationally, 3.44, while Coleman-Lands ranks 23rd, 3.22, and Larry ranks 52nd, 2.50, nationally in assist-turnover ratio. I am a huge fan of this matchup for Miami as a road underdog. The Redhawks are perfectly suited for this game, as their wealth of experience will pay dividends on the road. Their main issue this season has been a lack of size, but the Tigers are also undersized. The Tigers enter Tuesday's game with a 6-4 record and are coming off a 90-80 overtime win against Drake on Saturday. Clemson has used the same starting lineup in all 10 games, and all 5 starters are averaging double figures in scoring. PJ Hall averages a team-leading 14.7 ppg and also averages 6.2 rpg, while David Collins paces the Tigers with 6.7 rpg and also averages 11.4 ppg. Tuesday marks the second meeting with Clemson. The last meeting between the teams was in Kansas City on March 14, 1997, in the first round of the NCAA Midwest Regional. Clemson notched a 68-56 win. Our first betting advice is to pick Miami, Ohio, +8. The Tigers rely on an offense that ranks number 30 in KenPom's adjusted efficiency ratings. They are number 12 nationally in effective field goal percentage. Their real success has come from beyond the arc. Clemson ranks 4th in the country in three-point shooting, knocking down 41.9% of its attempts from distance. The Tigers will be facing a Miami defense that is number 195 in adjusted efficiency. Forward PJ Hall leads Clemson with 14.7 points and 6.2 rebounds per game. It has been an extremely balanced effort for the Tigers, as they have 5 players scoring in double figures. Guard David Collins is scoring 11.4 points and is pulling down a team-best 6.7 rebounds per game. Our second betting advice is to pick over 138.5. Quick reminder, BetUS is a platform that offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, BetUS allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join BetUS now using our link down below and get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on the sportsbook after you open an account and deposit using our link and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES. Louisiana vs Houston. The game was ultimately decided at the free throw line as the Bulldogs held a 24-9 advantage in free throws over Louisiana. In fact, La Tech made 13-0 F15 free throws in the second half as they mounted their comeback and put the Cajuns away. For the game, both teams shot the ball well, with Louisiana shooting 49% from the floor and La Tech shooting 48%. Louisiana hung around despite the free throw disparity due to their 3PT shooting. The Cajuns shot it at a 30% clip from long range, compared with just 19% for La Tech. Louisiana will have to tighten up their play in the paint as they ready themselves to take on Houston, a Final Four squad last season. Houston is one of the most complete teams in college basketball, and while Louisiana Lafayette is far from a bad team, they also struggle to find much success, especially against quality opposition. Not only is Houston a top 40 offense, scoring just north of 80 points, but their defense is one of the best in the country as well. They should stifle the Ragin' Cajuns and force them into a style of play that is both uncomfortable and inefficient. Our first betting advice is to pick Houston -22. Houston's offense hasn't struggled at all in the early going, averaging over 80 points per game, good for 36th nationally. Their efficiency is through the roof, ranking 27th in field goal percentage and 39th in three-point percentage. Pace shouldn't be an issue either, as they have the depth if Lafayette wants to play high tempo, but are also confident in their half-court sets. Marcus Asser, 18.4 ppg, hasn't wasted any time taking over the lead role on offense, averaging 18.4 ppg in 31.6 minutes per game. Kyler Edwards, 12.3 ppg, has helped as a fellow guard, as has Trayman Mark, 10.1 ppg. One to keep an eye on though is Fabian White Jr., one of the top big men in the country last year, who is flirting with double-digit scoring averages this year. Our second betting advice is to pick over 141.5. Arkansas State vs Texas Tech. The Red Wolves have put up some decent numbers against their inferior opponents. They are 162nd in offensive rating, 183rd in defensive rating, and 73rd in true shooting percentage. They are shooting 46.9% from the floor, 36.9% from three, and 77% from the free throw line. Again, all these numbers were against opponents much worse than Texas Tech. Against Illinois, the only comparable team they have played, Arkansas State shot 30% from the floor, 19% from three, and 88% from the free throw line to amount to 53 total points. They will need to do much better than that in this matchup if they want to win or at least cover the spread. Our first betting advice is to pick Texas Tech -24. Texas Tech is a solid 5-3 against the spread and has covered in 3 of its last 4 games, with a lone loss coming to Providence as a slight favorite. Overs are also 5-3 for the Red Raiders, although the game against Tennessee went way under the betting total, even with the overtime period. The Red Raiders remain just outside of the top 25 in scoring offense at 81.9 points per game, while shooting 54.2% from 2 and 34.6% from beyond the arc. This has been a stellar Texas Tech defense, allowing 58.5 points per game, 19th best nationally, on opposing shooting splits of 43.8% from 2, 40th, and 31.1% from 3, 115th. Our second betting advice is to pick under 139.